What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of TEW with Evolve Wrestling. So last episode, thank you for all the support on that I've had so far. Not taking off how the last TEW 2016 series did. It got a couple of hundred views, but I didn't expect it to. It's kind of died down a little bit now, and my channel had died down a bit, so I didn't expect massive numbers, but I've been really surprised and really pleased with what I've got so far. So, thank you. Last episode, obviously, Ryback arrived. Today, there's going to be another couple of fresh faces that you're going to recognise coming into the company. Tied up a few deals in the the time between the last episode and this episode. Today, we're coming in with the first ever episode live on YouTube of Evolve Wrestling Live. So it's a Tuesday night. We've got our storylines going, we're up and running, we've got our champions all set up and ready to go, and we've got our storylines pumping, kind of, maybe. I've said that twice now, but never mind, whatever. But we're good to go. Also, excuse me, I just want to say again, don't worry, these camera bits are only at the beginning and at the end. They're not going to ever come in the middle of the video, for those of you who don't like it. Just while we're chatting, I want you to throw a little something in. Yes, there is a green screen behind me, but I can't be asked to set up all my lights and everything for a couple of seconds of stuff. The green screen is purely there to hide the crap that's behind. So there you go. Questions answered there in terms of that. And lastly, if you're going to unsub because I'm not doing everything Football Manager, you don't have to message me and tell me. Whatever. If you want to unsub because I'm making something that isn't Football Manager and I'm doing something else that I enjoy, then, if you're not here to support me in that way, you're only here because you want to watch certain things, that's fine. Just go. You don't need to message me and tell me. I'm not going to beg you to stay. It's your own choice, your own decision. So choose wisely. Anyway, let's crack on with this, shall we? And see what today's episode. I've got hair in my eye. I've just done my haircut. And I've had a shower, yet I still managed to get hair in my eye. How delightful. Let's see what today's show has in store. Let's get ready to rumble. So we start the show with Drew Galloway, and he's opening up in the middle of the ring, giving a bit of a gobby old, look at me, I'm the superstar, I'm the best thing in the world, I won the title, I beat Zack Sabre Jr., he's gone now, which he is, he's gone. I think he has a couple of weeks before he officially leaves, but we've set him to release because he's just not available for shows. So end of, bye thank you for your time, can't sign him on a permanent deal or an exclusive pay-per-view, so he's off. So Drew's there gobbing off, typical heel, typical champion heel. I beat him last night, he was no match for me, I said I'd go in there and win, I went in there and I won, I whooped his ass, and he's walked out of this company tail between his legs like a little biatch. He's giving it all of that. A 52 D+, so a much better start to the show than we had last time. Really pleased with that. I think that the live shows, we should be able to book them now. I've kind of had more time to have a little look at the roster. We've obviously got a lot better people on the roster, so should be easier to pick up higher ratings for certain segments than it would have been beforehand, I think. So Galloway's there going on, babbling on, and he's interrupted by Ryback, who says he wants a shot of the title unless Galloway is too chicken to offer up the chance. And he's the crowd like yes, and all that sort of stuff, really going for that. They want to see Ryback beat the living snot out of Drew Galloway, which would be lovely to see, because I think Drew Galloway plays a very good heel. And Ryback obviously is just a wrecking machine. Then the two stand face to face in the ring together, but Jack Swagger, that's right ladies and gentlemen, Jack Swagger has landed in Evolve Wrestling. He shocks everybody by appearing and heading to the ring, declaring that if Ryback is to get a chance, then surely purely based on his amazing talents as an all-American superstar wrestler man, he should get a chance at the title as well, having signed for the company. So he's come in, Jack Swagger, you know, he knows these guys from WWE days. He's come in. If Ryback's as big a draw, you know, as he thinks he is, then I must be bigger because I'm an all-American, you know, athlete, blah, blah, blah. Swagger has debuted his legitimate athlete gimmick. It's got a very good reception, so that's really, really good, and it's advanced our storyline 1, a C-54, so that is another decent one. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the bigger guys to build up at the beginning, quite good ratings, then give the lesser guys in the middle, you know, sort of the E guys, you know, Leo and Billy and all those people, they're going to get ENF ratings in the middle, and then big guys towards the end to kind of sandwich the poor ratings in between, see if that kind of helps us pick up the show rating a little bit better, but that's that. So Swagger wants in on the title action. He swagged his way in and wants a bit of action title wise. And then in comes old Brad Maddox with a D plus 51. He books a match for tonight between Ryback and the Swagger Man. So excuse me, sorry guys. Oh dear, that caught me by surprise there. So Brad Maddox has come strolling on the stage and said, I'll tell you what, if you two want your title shot so much, how about you versus you? Winner goes on at the pay-per-view to face Mr. Galloway. So we're advancing storyline 1, which is obviously to do with the title by now. You've surely worked that out. And you know, it's going to be Ryback versus Swagger a little later on in the show, in the main event, to see who will go on and face Mr. Galloway at the next pay-per-view, which is Evolve 83. Going forwards, we will add other pay-per-views when it becomes financially clever, you know, when it's viable that way, when we think we're going to make money. I want to get a figurehead for the company, but I don't want to use Ryback. I don't want to use anybody who's here at the moment. I want to try and get somebody in who's a clean, you know, a really good face with really good star quality going forwards to give us a very good figurehead who we can involve a lot. So we do have Cody Rhodes in and around. He's not involved at the moment because he's on a contract deal with somebody else, but Cody Rhodes has been working with Evolve, that's no secret, so we could perhaps use him going forwards, but we'll have to wait and see with that one and just see where it follows, where it flows. Okay, then we move on to our first match of the evening, the Bravado Brothers against Chris Dickinson and Jacka in a title rematch. Obviously the Bravado Brothers won the titles in the last match and they've gone out there today, face the former champions. After 10 minutes and 1 second, the Harlem Bravado defeated Jacka with submission. The Bravado Brothers went on to make defense number 1 of the Evolve Tag Team titles. He got a 41 rating for a D, which is really, really decent. D for decent, I'm happy with that. Jacka is getting better at his gimmick. The colour commentary gave it a boost. Now, in terms of the commentary, I will give you a little update on who we've got. We started the last episode with just Lenny Leonard in the commentary booth, but since then we have picked up Taz, so he is signed on a paper appearance, and Santino Marella, who is also one of our colour commentators. So we've got Lenny Leonard, Taz and Santino Marella on the old microphones in between the matches, so they provided a boost for that. And then Lance Bravado, should I say, got 44, Harlem got 42, Jacka 36, Dickinson 37, and it's advanced the storyline there, so that's really good. I'm pleased with that. So following the match, the Harlem Brothers, I like that name, the Bravado Brothers come out on the mic. I say come out, they're already out, and basically say they're fighting champions and they want more competition in the tag team division, and so they up their own game. There are a couple of faces, a couple of baby faces, you know, they want to come across as fighting champions who want to learn from the best to become the best and all that sort of gubbins. And then Devon comes strolling out with his national title over his shoulder, and he's basically saying he wants a piece of the tag team division. He's a tag team wrestler mainly, you know, he always has been, and he's got the ideal partner. And then out comes, we've called him Big Ray for this one. We didn't want to go Bully Ray, we didn't want to go Dudley Boys. We don't, you know, we're trying to kind of come up with certain characters with slightly different names and stuff, a bit like Aaron Class, who's Damien Sandow and so on. So he comes out and the two teams stare each other down. So Devon came across well in that one. It's got a +4. Storyline 4 has, I don't know where that came from. Storyline 4 has progressed, so that's obviously due with the tag team division, and a 42D rating for the match. For some reason, it hasn't given Big Ray his, how his gimmick and stuff came across for some bizarre reason. But anyway, he's there, and I'm really pleased to have him on board because he's got quite good quality, and he's going to help. As is Devon and a few of the other older guys, they're really going to help sort of kick on the younger stars. So it's going to be really good, I think. And then in a bit of a throwaway match, we've got our boy Leo Rush in a decent match with Dan Barry. We've not used Dan before, I don't believe, so we didn't use it last time. Leo, you see, that's wrong. That is wrong. It's put Aaron Class down there. That's wrong. That's supposed to be Billy Carr. Billy Carr was supposed to come in and attack Leo Rush, so I've made a boo-boo there. You'll see that often. I've watched a few TEW videos though, and it's good to know that I'm not the only one who does things like this. Quite a few people do, so thank God for that. Again, the colour commentary gave the match a boost. Rush 37, Barry 40, and a D-39, which is good for something with Leo Rush in. I'm pleased with that. Then down to an E. I'm convinced that it is Bill Carr who is dragging the ratings down in this little segment. So hopefully having him work with the very lovely Damien Sandow, or Aaron Class as we've called him in this, might help him out a little bit. So after the match, Bill Carr and Dan Barry attack Leo Rush, but Aaron Class saves him. So they're beating down. Billy Carr is getting better at his gimmick, which is good. It's advancing their little storyline as well. But Aaron Class has come to the aid of Leo Rush. So maybe we're going to go with the Class going to kind of take Leo under his wing just a little bit to kind of try and help him out a little bit and help him get past this difficult stage in his career where he's being bullied by a big man with a beard. So hopefully, going forward, it might help him out a little bit, maybe, possibly, who knows. And then we cut to backstage where Brittany Fetkin, what a name, she is the lovely piece of icon. She's a lovely looking lady, I think, a very lovely looking lady. She's come in as our backstage interviewer, and she is interviewing Big Ray and Devon, basically saying, wow, Big Ray, welcome to Evolve Wrestling. You guys have a lot of history over the years as tag team partners. You've been champions, multiple time champions. Let us know how you feel. What is your goal here? Devon basically says, first and foremost, I'm the national champion. I have to put the national title first. But me and Big Ray are going to make some scenes. We're going to come out. We're going to go tooth and nail to become the tag team champions. We're going to take these young upstarts and we're going to teach them what it means to be the tag team champions, what it means to be on top of the tag team division, all that sort of stuff. And then Big Ray, who likes to be unscripted, so he's going to come and sort of be like, just cutting a bit of a promo about how he's here to win the titles. He's here to, for him and Devon to show everybody they've still got what it takes, that no young upstarts are going to drag them down. And I'd like to think that he comes along and says something like, if anybody crosses us, there's a table for everyone. Something along those lines, just sort of saying that there's a table for everybody. And he will smash their face through it if they get in his way. Brittany Fetkin has debuted her staff member wholesome gimmick, and it's gone down as great. I like that. Big Ray improvised well throughout the segment. Devon struggled because other people weren't following a script, and Devon is also getting better at his gimmick, so that's good. And it has advanced storyline number 4 a little bit, so 42D, not a bad little segment at all in my opinion. And in a match that has 3 people who are in line to challenge Devon for his national title, we had a little game of kiss chase. No, we had a little match between Mason Ryan, Timothy Thatcher and Ethan Page, and Mason Ryan won the match when he defeated Ethan Page via a pinfall. He beat him with a pinfall via pinfall with a Cobra Clutch Slam, a D42 rating, so not too bad. Page seemed off his game. Mason Ryan got a 39, Timothy Thatcher got a 48, and Page got a 33. So it advances the storyline number 3 as well, which is going to be involving the national title. So these 3 have gone head to head. The winner you know, getting that opportunity to go to the pay-per-view to face Devon, and Mason Ryan has come out on top on 9 minutes and 59 seconds. And then we plummet back down with a 14 F plus, just a shot of Caleb Conley warming up backstage. We'll skip past this one, I think. And then slight improvement, 32 E plus, poor match between Caleb Conley where he defeated Fred Yeehee. I don't know why, but I like to call him Fred Yoda. I don't know why, it's very silly. 8 minutes 15 by pinfall. Colour commentary gave the match a boost, thank God. Caleb got a 33 and Fred got a 29. Just a throwaway match, filler match, just to get you know, an extra match in the show. We have to get 50-50, so just threw that one in there. Could have been a pre-show match, but I thought, screw it, we'll throw them in, try and get them a little bit of momentum going. And then we cut to Aaron Class in the ring. He calls out Bill Carr and challenges him to a match. Carr responds and accepts the challenge. So a D47, you know, Class is like, you've been picking on this boy. I like this guy. He's a nice kid. I'm not having it. You want to mess with somebody a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger maybe, a little bit more wise in the ways of the wrestling world. Bring it on. Bring it on, Bushface. The Battle of the Beards is going on, and Carr comes out being a brute, being a bit of a cocky arse. Comes out and is like, yeah, I'll come kick your teeth in, sunshine. And there is a match up next, I believe, for those guys. So, what am I saying I believe for? The announcing quality lifted the segment, which is good. The colour commentary gave the segment a boost. Carr performed poorly. But storyline 2 has advanced slightly, and like I say, we've got a D47, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm quite impressed with that, considering it's got Bill Carr in, who seems to drag things down quite rapidly. And then we have a little match. In a decent match, Class defeated Bill Carr by pinfall with the Idolizer. During the match, we also had Dan Barry accidentally hit Carr. So Dan Barry, who was the guy who was facing Leo earlier on, he's come down to try and help out his buddy Bill Carr, because he's not happy with the fact that Class came and kicked his ass when he tried to beat up little Leo along with Carr, and he's thought, right, I'll teach you, I'll come down, I'll smosh you in the chops, and he's gone to do it. Class has ducked out of the way and smacked Carr power right in the kisser, and Class has hit the Idolizer, bish bash bosh, 1 2 3, game over. So Class had an in-ring performance of 55, Carr 39, and it's just shunted the storyline across a little bit, and we've got a D plus 50 for the rating. So all in all, a good day's work in that match, I think. And then in only an E plus 34, that surprised me, the announce desk of Lenny Leonard, Taz and Santino Marella are talking about Jack Swagger and Ryback's upcoming match. So they're having a bit of a chat about it, you know, saying how hype the Evolve world should be, because, you know, two big pulls at this level of wrestling, because remember, we're still only a small level company at the moment. But we've managed to get paper appearances for Ryback and Swagger and a few others. I'm surprised at the people that have accepted deals, to be honest, at this level. I'm pleased, because it means it helps out. But you see it a lot more in real life now, where stars sort of accept these, like Swagger and Ryback do go to the, you know, so-called lesser companies and do a little turn and stuff, do a little turn on the dance floor. Taz debuted his Legend Wholesome gimmick and got an above average. Morella debuted his old school face gimmick, which is also wholesome, and that got an average rating. So not the best from those two guys, but, you know, the commentary team, that doesn't worry me too much, to be honest. And then we get into the main event, the big one. C minus 54, so not brilliant but not terrible. In about that, had fantastic heat and good wrestling. Ryback drew. It was a draw with Jack Swagger on 12 minutes and 2 seconds following a double count out. So we set this match to be a wild brawl. The idea is they brawled and they fought and they, you know, grabbed each other in holds and all this, that and the other, kind of just everything they possibly could to try and beat each other. And in the end, they were too busy brawling outside the ring, they didn't realise, and they both got counted out. and that was it. It was a draw. So far at the moment, neither of them will go to face the champ. So it's kind of like left that open a little bit because there's still a couple of weeks to go. I already kind of sewed up that Mason Ryan will face the national champion. I didn't want the Evolve champion to be quite so sure who he's getting just yet in the main event at the pay-per-view. So a draw, purely because they were too busy kicking 10 shades out of each other. They forgot all about count-outs and all that sort of stuff. Ryback was visibly tiring towards the end. He doesn't seem to be able to do over 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes seems to be his maximum at the moment. He had an in-ring performance of 52, Swagger got 56, and we advanced storyline 1 a little bit, so that's good. And there are, like I say, 54 C-, not a bad day's work for those two guys either, I don't think. But it ain't over there. 51 D+. Following the match, the champ tries to blindside the men, and a full-scale brawl breaks out, or bracks out, as I've put there. The show closes with officials dragging the 3 men apart. So those 2 men, they're busy brawling, busy fighting. Maybe they're down on their hands and knees a little bit. They've knocked each other sideways, completely struggling, blowing out their backsides. And Drew Galloway thinks, these 2 want my title. I've got the opportunity here to come out, lay them both out. Easy pickings. Comes out of his title, tries to blindside the man, but say perhaps he goes for Ryback, and Ryback, he gets a few hits on him, but then Swagger gets up, nails Drew Galloway. He's like, no man, I'm kicking his ass. Then all 3 of them just start piling in on each other and beating the snot out of each other, and officials have to come down. The good old classic, tons of referees that you never see come running down. People from backstage come running down, trying to separate the 3 men as the show closes. So all in all, pretty decent. Very happy with that. 51. It's come down slightly, but I'm pretty pleased. So overall, 52 D+. We've increased our popularity in 30 regions, which is good. You can see their pre-show matches went ahead. Callahan defeated Riddle and Tracy. Jigsaw defeated Cade, Gresham, Lee and Gullock, and Big Ray and Devon defeated David Starr and Dustin. So just those matches trying to give us a bit of a boost, just to get those guys working. Costs us a little bit of money, but I need to get them working on the show, in one shape or form, to try and boost them up. But all in all, not bad. 52 D+. I think we've had a good show. Like I say, it's increased the popularity in 30 regions, which is always a bonus. The biggest rating was actually for the Dudleys versus Starr and Dustin in the pre-show. On the actual show, the champion Interrupted got 54, which ties it with Ryback versus Swagger in terms of the highest rating. Lowest rating went to Conley backstage warming up with a 14. But all in all, a decent show. I'm really pleased with the way that one's gone. You have to let me know in the comments down below, do you think it deserved less or more? Maybe, I don't know. But the trouble is with these lesser known guys, trying to build a storyline and stuff, also while you're making big changes to the roster and stuff, trying to bring in bigger names and stuff, it can be quite difficult to try and keep it going. And of course, Swagger coming in, he's only just signed, so I've had to add him to the championship storyline. So people are coming in and going out the storyline as we go along, so it can be difficult. But I think compared to the last show, just purely on the people we brought in, it's boosted us quite a lot, so I'm really pleased with that. But all in all, like I say, a decent show. And there we are, Jack Swagger swagging on in, and of course Bubba Ray, or Big Ray as we're calling him. And we're going, like I say, realistically trying to avoid any kind of copyright infringements with the WWE. We don't want any of that, do we? They're very trigger happy in terms of kicking off with stars and companies on this save, I've noticed, through news and stuff. So we didn't want to upset them too much. A draw between Ryback and Swagger. Purposely did that. I didn't want either of them to win. Mainly it was because Ryback gets a bit bitchy if he is written in, if the other person or anybody else in a match with him is written in to win, he gets very bitchy. He wasn't happy about the draw finish, but he was a little less unhappy than he would have been if I'd have made him lose. And I wanted it to be, we set it to a brawl, so it was a bit of a brawly match. They were fighting like crazy all over the place. They got so caught up brawling with each other that they got both counted out. And then of course Drew Galloway tries to do this, that and the other. The brawl breaks out and the show ends, you know, that kind of an ending. So I thought a draw, you know, them just totally getting caught up in the moment of beating each other's brains in, that happened. Now of course Big Ray and Devon, they are going to be challenging for the Tag Team Championships going forwards. Not straight away though, because Devon is currently the national champion, but he's brought his bro in and he's kind of like, hey, he's here, ready to fight. When we're ready, we're coming for those titles. Doesn't matter who's got them, we're coming for them. So we've got that to look forward to as well. But all in all, I think the first episode went pretty well. I was pretty pleased with it. I really was pretty pleased with it. It went a lot better than I expected it to. The ratings have picked up a little bit. I did my, you know, my guys' stats and whatever it is, points or whatever it is, sorted that out. So now I'm slightly more on an even playing field, and the fans that have come in have kind of picked up pretty quickly and thought, oh, you know, we don't have to wait a month in between seeing these guys wrestle now. We've come in, we've watched them at that pay-per-view. A few days later, we've got this live show. Next Tuesday, live show. Next Tuesday, live show. Tuesday, live show. Pay-per-view, live show, you know, and it's kind of seems to have had the right effect on them. So that's pretty good. I'm really pleased with that. And going forwards, we've got some, you know, sort of not brilliant storylines to start off with, but it's just storylines to kind of get a bit of momentum going, get a few people built up, and then we can start really working on some superbly crazy storylines, and just trying to get reused to managing the road to the roster and stuff. So give it a bit of time, we'll be cracking on with that. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Now you get to choose. Do you want to leave a like, or do you want to leave an Aussie like? Both are welcome. Feel free to hit the Aussie like. That's that, just in case. I should have. By now, there's probably a graphic on the screen somewhere. Probably either there or there. Maybe there or there. Maybe somewhere. But yeah, so feel free to do whichever one you wish. If you've got that itch that you just want to dislike a video on YouTube every now and again, but don't want to accept something, feel free. Hit the Aussie like. I don't care. Go for it, man. Let me be the cure for that itch. Let me be the scratch of that itch. Do it. Go for it. Slap it now. Go on. That's it, that's made you feel better, hasn't it, eh? You've enjoyed that, haven't you? So there you go. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or evening or whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Pleasure being in your face. Bye-bye and all that.